we had some interesting stuff going down over the week. And
did it happen in Brazil? Because if so, don't talk about it.
No, no Brazil
Thank
stuff
God.
going on anymore. Mickey Rourke, Mr. Movie Star himself, got back into the boxing ring after, I think, a 20-year hiatus.
I thought he was a wrestler.
He is the wrestler, but not a wrestler.
Oh.
He got back in the ring for the first time in 20 years and won via TKO. Body shots. I saw it. It was terrible. I call shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
It's either that or the guy he beat is 1-9. So
9.
Not a guy who's meant to be boxing. So and he lost to I think he's 62. Mickey Rourke.
Sure.
So
he's fucking old.
Mickey Rourke had a 27-3 record as an amateur in the 60s and 70s, and then a 6-0-2 record as a professional. So he was a good boxer. He's in good shape. But if you watch the shots that he landed on that guy, he should never have landed them first off because you could see him a mile away. And that guy is just a pussy.
Pussy.
Apparently, if you guys don't know, the reason Mickey Rourke's face looks the way it does, and he was able to get the most awesome role in The Wrestler, is because he was boxing in the early 90s when he had a hiatus from acting, and it fucked up his face so bad he needed plastic surgery, and then he got botched plastic surgery.
Yeah, which is worse? Boxing face or plastic surgery face?
I think boxing face is way better, right?
I don't remember what he looks like pre-plastic surgery.
Mike Tyson, he's always been ugly, but at least he doesn't look like Mickey Rourke.
That's true.
I mean, the tattoo's the worst thing on his face right now.
Sure.
Sure. And the gap teeth.
Well, ludicrous.
And the last bit of news, a great fight card this weekend. UFC 181 is happening.
Is it free?
No, it's a pay-per-view.
Poor midlife won't be watching.
It is worth the money. December 6th, that's this Saturday.
Why, is War Machine fighting? I would watch that shit.
He's fighting the judicial system and fighting that rope, trying to kill himself still. He's like, how do I do this right?
How do I tie a slip knot?
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. I saw Rush there. It's a great venue.
That's something to brag about.
Yeah, I had a toke ducking and then watched Rush, man.
You did not have a toke duck.
Yeah, I barely had a couple tokes in my life.
I would say that's only thanks to me, and I wasn't there.
And I had to get drunk to really feel it anyways.
Yeah.
Johnny Hendricks
Dipped in hail.
will defend his welterweight title. The first time since he got the title, he beat the man Robbie Lawler, who he'll defend against, as Robbie Lawler has won 2 fights in that time as Johnny Hendricks nursed an injury. Robbie Lawler earned his way back to a title fight. So Johnny Hendricks will have to fight Robbie Lawler for the welterweight title of the world. The title that technically still belongs to GSP, even though I thought Hendricks beat him. Also, second title fight, Anthony Pettis puts his lightweight title on the line for the first time in I think about a year because he's been injured. He'll fight Gilbert Melendez for the lightweight title. Honestly, the 2 best lightweights in the world are going at it there. I wish it was Hendricks versus GSP so we had a 1-2-1-2 top of the card there.
1-2-1-2?
Yeah. Great heavyweight bout as Travis Brown fights Brendan Schaub. Someone's going to get knocked out there because those guys either knock people out or get knocked out. So
Get knocked the fuck out.
I predict Travis Brown knocks out Brendan Schaub. Woo! So, Todd Duffy, a man who holds an 8-second knockout.
Duffy.
The Duff Man. Drives a smart car. This guy is 250 pounds of pure muscle. Drives a smart car. I don't know how he gets in there, but he does. He'll fight.
Fun you're watching him walk out of it.
Yeah, he makes his UFC return. He had a weird controversy where he didn't take a fight because he said he was injured but wasn't, and I think he was just going through some mental problems at that time, and UFC cut him.
Hence the smart car.
Yeah, made him fight his way back.
Yeah.
Get out of the smart car first. He fights Anthony Hamilton, who I've never heard, so I assume it's a squash match. I assume they want Todd Duffy to look good because he is a good-looking dude in terms of muscular build. He just looks like the type of guy you want as champion.
Let me ask you, have you jerked to him?
I came close. Didn't have any tobacco, though, so I couldn't do it. I bet it feels like, what are they talking about?
I know. He listened to the first half. Everyone does.
Yeah. Tony Ferguson at lightweight will face Abel Trujillo.
Uh-huh.
And then on the prelim card, Uriah Faber is headlining the free fights as he'll fight Francisco Rivera. They do that to get the nice little lead-in into the pay-per-view. They're like, let's put Uriah there. He'll get people to buy some fights for the main card, which this fight sells itself. 2 title fights, 2 great title fights. It's not like some douchebag gets a title shot because some guy's injured. It's legit guys are fighting for the title.
They ain't fucking around.
Not at all. So that Saturday, buy the fucking card. You'll love it. I promise you, even if you don't like fighting, which, Phil, you've been watching people punch each other in hockey, and if you like that, you'll like what happens on Saturday. I know that he's on the back burner right now, but we'll get to him.
He's burning.
He's listening. Anyways, that is the fighting news.
You gonna rip it? Oh yeah.
I had to make sure to rip it in the right spot because I got some other notes on here. So.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Now hit Phil's music.
Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni. Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni.
Ah, yes. And joining us from all the way not in California.
Yes, I do.
It's like Omaha or something.
Omaha, Ohio.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
Phil is on the line. What's happening, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's
Thanks for
Omaha?
being on.
That's what I deserve. I deserve silence. for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Are you there still, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
He's just not responding to my horrible
He's
joke.
like, fuck you,
Didn't
Greg.
hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, it's probably better that way. I jokingly said, and joining us from Omaha, and I then said, how's Omaha?
Oh yeah, I did hear that. That's not funny at all.
Oh, it's true. Anyways, all right, let's talk hockey then. I'll shut up.
All right, well, we're about a quarter way through the NHL season now, which means
Finally.
it's time for our way too premature look at who the NHL awards are going to go to at the end of the season. Who's
Don't
on-
worry, because Mike is way too used to way too premature.
It's true.
That's kind of his thing.
It is.
It is.
His MO.
So as of right now, in the award watch for the NHL, the Hart trophies, the NHL MVP, Steven Stamkos still leading that right now. He's just been on a tear this year. Last year he suffered a broken leg, only played about a quarter of the season, and this year he's come back with a vengeance. He's been on fire. Looking at the Norris Trophy right now, our top contender we have is Mark Giordano from the Calgary Flames. Again, he's been in first place for the last couple weeks in our awards watch. He's been just an absolute force for Calgary, which has been a pleasant surprise. There's been a few teams this year that's been a surprise. Calgary's one of them. They got a lot of young kids there with Johnny Gaudreau and oh, good grief, Monahan, John Monahan.
It's always good to see a team like Calgary, who under Iginla was a perennial playoff contender, but never did much other than 1 year. It's good to see them rebuild and stay strong like that.
They've just got a boatload of young talent there, and a lot of people didn't expect them to be really good for a couple more years till these kids really matured and progressed. And
It's kind of like the LA Kings, where you knew they were going to be good, but they got good really, really fast.
right, yeah, and luckily they have done this right away, and they haven't been forced into a couple losing seasons where they ended up maybe trading away some of their young players. But they've really been getting a lot of production from Monahan and Gaudreau. Their two young stars there, along with their older veteran defenseman, Mark Giordano, who's been in the league a long time and been a stable guy, but this year has just really taken it to another level. Our Vezina Trophy watch, leading that right now, we have Pekka Rinne from the Nashville Predators. Now, a lot of these trophies at the end of the year are awarded to the top player, but they have to have like a minimum 25 starts for the goalies. Obviously, we haven't played 25 games yet, but this is just obviously very preliminary. But
We'll just call these awards the Mike Awards. They're very premature.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, if you're not getting there first, then you're not getting there at all.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's right.
Right.
Fucker.
Another Nashville guy, Philip Forsberg, is just pulling away from the pack in the race for the Calder Trophy, which is the NHL's top rookie. He's leading the NHL right now in plus minus as a rookie. He's just been absolutely phenomenal for the Predators, who are off to a really hot start. They're first in the Central Division, West Central Division. And
can we say that Nashville is the least likely place you would think there'd be a hockey team over any other sports team?
They are not very popular. The Nashville Predators came into the league around the same time as the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2000. And there was an interesting article I read about a month ago about the growth of hockey in Central Ohio since the Blue Jackets have come into play. And the amount of ice rinks that have been built in the area compared to other teams that got NHL, or other cities that got NHL teams around the same time frame, including NHL in Florida. And they're just not growing. The cities aren't embracing it as much as they are in Ohio. just kind of seems to be a tourist kind of fad thing there.
And at least it snows in Ohio, so it makes sense there's a team there. I mean, I'm sure parts of Tennessee snows, but you don't. When you think of Tennessee, you don't think of snow and hockey.
You don't.
Hey, I'm sure somewhere in California it snows.
I mean, good thing the Kings.
I don't know
won,
where.
Good thing the Kings won 2 titles. Otherwise, people are like, "Really? There's still an LA team?"
That's what I was gonna say. Hey, don't really get much snow out there either. You got sheets of ice surrounded by palm trees out there, but
I mean, it's a sports city. I mean, the fact that we have no football team is ridiculous.
I was going to say, how can you call it sports if we don't have football?
Wayne Gretzky really revived hockey in California in the 90s, late 80s and early 90s when he got traded to Los Angeles. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know if there would be hockey in California. And a lot of people don't think the NHL will be anywhere near where it was, the amount of teams it's expanded to. He really did wonders out there for.
Yeah, it was probably one of the best business moves was trading for Gretzky, even though it didn't amount to a title. They almost got there, and it was Gretzky. Gretzky was in L.A.
And they made a ton of money.
And he still lives here. He still lives in Westlake, I believe.
Hey, did you really?
Yeah, we fixed a couple of his cars, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In like second grade or something, I did a book report on Wayne Gretzky, so suck on that.
Yeah, he's just incredible. I actually I rented a video on Wayne Gretzky's career and made my wife watch it. It was like 3.5 hours long. And I got to tell you, I knew a lot about Wayne Gretzky, but anybody that is moderately into hockey, that is a must watch. It's incredibly interesting. And the stories in there from former teammates and stuff, it's just, it's amazing what that guy was able to do. And when you compare it to all the other greats in history, I mean, the greatest player to ever play in the game, Wayne Gretzky is like 2.5 times as good as him.
Yeah, I mean, we like Dave Damashek. I don't know if you know who he is.
What's the poop?
He's an NFL.com. He's from Pittsburgh, so he loves Mario Lemieux and thinks Lemieux is the greatest of all time. Now, as an unbiased person, a guy from Ohio, so you hate Pittsburgh, but you don't hate the players, obviously.
Right.
Do you think Lemieux could have accomplished what Gretzky did if he didn't get cancer and have all those issues?
No, I don't think it. Lemieux was a phenomenal player. And, Gretzky would have been one of the first to admit that, but nobody, and Dave Damashek is a little bit of a homer. He's a smart guy. I know he
says it though.
But yeah, I don't blame him for making a case for Lemieux, and you can make a case for Lemieux because he had chronic back problems. I mean, towards the end of his career, he couldn't even tie his own skates. He had to have somebody tie his skates for him.
It's crazy.
His back was so bad, but he would go out there and get a point a night, for Pittsburgh. And another case where he revived hockey in that town, and Pittsburgh was on the brink of losing their team. As big of a hockey town as it is now, they were just about ready to lose their team if it wasn't for Lemieux and the things he did there.
That's true. Yeah, he did help out.
He's the poop.
But statistically speaking, I mean, nobody comes close to Gretzky. No other player has gone over 200 points in a season, and Gretzky did it 5 times. So it's just ridiculous. The next closest is like 160 points in a season, and he scored 215, 212, 211, 209. Just an incredible talent.
Here's the thing I want to ask, and I hate to add this because I know we're going long on this, but Gretzky, his thing was hiding behind the net, getting the pass, and then popping it in.
But he had more assists than goals, though.
But I'm just saying, that was his goal scoring machine right there. Yeah. Was that
Gretzky
move? And even in second grade when I was doing the book report, I was like, well, why doesn't some guy just stand in front of him? Why didn't anybody stand in front of the guy?
Well, hockey, Greg, is all about time and space. And what you have to realize is, and my wife kind of
Twilight Zone?
It's Interstellar, Greg.
When we were watching his highlights, she said, I really expected a lot more. It doesn't look that great on film. But what you have to appreciate about Gretzky was his mental capability, and he's kind of the Peyton Manning of hockey. I mean, what he could see and anticipate.
Really bad in the playoffs?
No, he won world titles, lots of them.
He what he was able to see and anticipate on the ice is never before been accomplished. I mean, he would be in places. He would find ways to get behind the defense, and they wouldn't even know he was there. It's just insane. And you mentioned, Greg, he has more assists than goals. He has the most goals in NHL history. He has the most assists in NHL history. If you took away every goal he ever scored, he still has more assists than any other player in NHL history has goals and assists combined.
What a loser.
And that was me that pointed that out. Greg only knows that he stood behind the net.
Great point, Mike.